Hi there. Yesterday I went to Germany for this FMC Germany competition. We did 6 solves in 7 hours and it was nice, it was fun. I got some good solves and I want to show you the reconstructions in this video and the following. So watch both videos, you'll find 3 solves in this one and the final round is on another video. And most importantly, I want to show you these solves because I used domino on 4 out of 6 solves. Which is good for me because I only practiced domino reduction seriously in the last like 3 months, and now I can use it quite consistently. So enjoy the reconstructions, have fun, bye. So this is the first solve of the first round, and I use a 5-move EO, pretty standard, U, D prime, F, R prime, B. And now I want to go for DR on U and D, so I simplify the case to, with R. I get to I have one edge out of the E layer and 1, 2, 3, and 4 bad corners. So I can set up with to a trigger with D2, B2, R2, D, and I have this trigger on the back, which I just solved with R prime, U2, R. And now I have domino reduction. You see UD colors, and oriented E layer. So what do I do now? I do kind of more of a block building skeleton. So I go with B2, L2 to solve this 3 by 2 by 1, and then D prime F2 D to leave just 3 corners and 4 edges, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is not the greatest skeleton. Even the DR was not great. It was 13 moves. 11 or 12 is usually what you should aim for, but 13 is usable. And this skeleton, it's okay, I guess. I wasn't expecting to get anything special like sub 25 or so, but it's still usable. And actually I do one interesting insertion for corners. So it's the second to last move. So here, I'm here where I sign on this shit. And so yeah, here I can use 10-move corner commutator, which starts with F2, and it actually starts with F2U. And this U doesn't cancel with D prime, but it's like a slice move of the E layer, which could be simplified later. So I just like this insertion because of this, because it could be simplified later. And another reason why I went for this insertion, well, one reason is that I wasn't any other good insertion in the rest of the skeleton. But why did I pick this one, which ended up being like 6 moves? Because I'm using more solves from a DR group. So F2 going on with the commutator would be L2, U prime, L2, F2, and then D prime, L2, D, L2 again, and then D to complete the skeleton. And with all these like DR moves, the edges become much easier to insert. This is kind of a heuristic, but it works because inside this commutator I can in fact insert edges with an 8-move double swap of edges and cancel 5. So at this point I have a 29, but as I said, I have something in this first solution which is like D prime U, which very likely can be simplified. And it turned out that simplifications here were not so easy. I needed 2 passes. So the first one was quite simple. The last 6 moves could be replaced by 5 equivalent ones. And this could also be seen with a classic slice kind of insertions. And the other one was more difficult, and I had to repeat all this part here, which I can show. So the way I go for this more complicated simplifications, I take a solve cube, so I'll just solve this one, and I scramble it with this sequence that I want to replace, but I want to shorten. So it's like D prime U, L2 U, F2, L2, L2, L2. And I try to solve it again by like using these moves as a hint on what I have to do, like which blocks I have to match and so on. But I try to do it differently so that I mess up with the E layer in a better way. And in this case, instead of D, I start with U, and then I would have to do L2, but instead of L2, I did what did I do? Sorry, U prime. So yeah, instead of doing D, it's like I did DW, and now instead of sorry, I'm going back. I have to do U prime. So DW prime, and now instead of doing L2, I do F2 because now it's on L, and I go on like this, trying to you know, build the same blocks that I would build with this, with my first kind of solution, but messing up with the E layer differently. So what's the next thing to do? Yeah, it's U prime R2, and then D prime F2, I think, and then L2, yeah. And now D2, B2 to match this block, and now it's solved. Yeah, so it took me actually quite long to do this. I think I had this solution at, I don't know, 20 minutes left. And then it was 29, and I didn't have, yeah, so you would ask, why did I spend so much time trying to improve this 29? Well, first of all, because I didn't have anything much better than this. I had some skeletons, but nothing special. And second, because, as I said, I knew that sequences like this could very likely being simplified. And also I had this other slice here, U2 D prime. So I thought that at least I could save these two moves, because it's D prime U is like doing nothing from a domino perspective. And yeah, and in the end I could remove these two and also one move from here. So it was a good 26. Nothing special, but it's a good solve, good start. Okay, so this is the second attempt of the first round. I start with a normal 4-move edge orientation, R, B, U2, L. And now I want to do DR on FB, meaning that I keep the F and B sides as U and D, because I only have like 1 and 2 edges that should be on the E layer but are not, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 corners misoriented. So this could be a nice setup to a 1-move case trigger. Yeah, but on normal, the stub moves don't look very nice, so I switch to inverse. And here it's much nicer to set up because I can match with this corner with its edge with D2, and also match this two. And then I do U2, I think. Yeah, I match this full column. And then with U, R2, sorry, this was not U, this was F now. R2, and then B prime U, or U prime, whatever. I get DR, and this is DR in 10 moves, which is pretty nice. And here I have a couple of, I have 1, 2 pairs plus this square. So I tried to match them in different ways, and it took me a long time to find something good. And in the end, I only had, I think, 15 minutes left. I switched back to normal, and I managed to solve corner in a way that, at least to me, was not obvious at all. Which was, what was it? So R2, D2, F prime, and then D2 again. And this makes corner bars. You see, this is a bar of corners. This is also a bar, another bar here, and this is also a bar. And when you have all bars like this, you can easily solve. In this case, for example, it's like F, L2, B, and you see that I solve all corners, leaving. I'm off by an M slice, but that doesn't matter at all because I want to solve edges, and sometimes I might solve them by inserting like M2. These are 7 edges, I think, and actually my first insertion is just going back 4 moves. So here, when I had all 1 move before the all bar cases that I showed you, I inserted M2, which solves, well, you have to trust me, I solved, I think, one of these 2, but all the edges on this layer were unsolved at the end. So by doing M2 here, I don't do anything. I don't make the situation any worse, and I actually managed to solve one of these 4 edges. So if you see, going back, following again the skeleton B. Okay, now you see, first of all, the M layer slice is fixed. And now you only have 7 edges, which is a 3 cycle here and double swap. These 2 and these 2. And now it's running out of time, but luckily I found a nice place to insert. I'm just going to show it on paper here. Oh, now you can see my face. It's like a mirror, black mirror. Okay. So here I inserted like a standard, is this a standard one? Yeah, it's just a 6-move double cycle of edges, like F2, R2, F2, R2, F2, R2, which counts as 2. And inside of this, I insert a 6-move 3-cycle, cancelling 3 moves. So the insertions are quite nice. So this is a total of 26 moves, which is okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. There were some slices in the solution, like this U prime D. These are in the domino part. I think this comes from here, and this UD comes from this UD cancelling with this D2. but I couldn't simplify them at all, and I was running out of time, so I just wrote down 26, which is still a solid solve. Yeah, so this was the second solve. Okay, so last scramble of the first round. This scramble was quite hard, I think, and I found this very simple linear solution, almost linear solution, very soon, I think after 10 minutes. And then I tried to look for something better, like DR, that kind of stuff, but I didn't find anything, so I think I'm quite lucky that I found this backup. Yeah, and the solve goes like this. It's a very simple, it's 4 moves EO on an inverse scramble. This is the inverse. B prime, R prime, D prime, L. And then I just build this 4 move square. And I also make this pair, almost accidentally. And then I build this line, and I match it here with R2. And basically I build this layer minus 1 corner with some edges inserted, which is not too bad. And I also have this pair, which I can match to its edge like this by breaking this almost layer. And this is a pseudo F2L minus 1 in 11 moves, I think, yeah. And with a B move, I use a pre-move, so as which normal I do B, or like I do B prime pre-move. And I have an F2L minus 1 in 12, which I'm gonna repeat here. So this is the inverse scramble with a B prime pre-move. I do B prime, R prime, D prime, L. And then F prime, U, B prime. Now it doesn't look like a square because I use the pre-move. F prime, R2, L2, U. And you have this F2L minus 1. And now I did something very simple. Instead of inserting the last pair like this, I inserted it like this. And I got this OLL. And then a PLL skip. This is a very stupid solve, but it worked out. And I got 26, like with the advanced solve that I used before, so that's fine.